ready to continue with the Word of God. I just wanted to also say, in terms of the last video that I made, it's something that I will be doing now and again. So I really enjoyed that. So it was just a little sort of snippet, a little bit about me and who I am, and I really appreciate everybody who tuned in and is here again. So I will continue on with the sacred Bible, the Wisdom of Solomon. Now I have to say I'm going back to the start on this one because I have always loved the Wisdom of Solomon. So I am going to read what I haven't read, and I am going to get started because it is time and it is important. And thank you once again for being here. Okay, so the sacred Bible, the Wisdom of Solomon. Love justice, you who judge the land. Think of the Lord in goodness and seek him in simplicity of heart. For he is found by those who do not test him, yet he reveals himself to those who have faith in him. For perverse thoughts separate from God, but his virtue, when it is tested, corrects the foolish. For wisdom will not enter into a malicious soul, nor dwell in a body subdued by sin. For the Holy Spirit of instruction will flee from falsehood, and he will withdraw himself from thoughts that are without understanding, and he will not be reached when iniquity overcomes. For the spirit of wisdom is benevolent and will not release the evil speaker from his talk, because God is a witness of his temperament and a true examiner of his heart and an auditor of his words. For the Spirit of the Lord has filled the world, and he who contains all things retains knowledge of every voice. Therefore, he who speaks unjust things cannot escape notice, nor will the chastening judgment pass him by. For iniquity will be made into the thoughts of the impious. His conversation also will reach the hearing of God, to the chastening of his iniquities. For the zealous ear hears all things, and the disturbance of complaining will not be hidden. Therefore, keep yourselves from complaining, which benefits nothing, and refrain your tongue from slander, because secret conversation will not pass into nothingness, and the mouth that lies kills the soul. Do not court death by the error of your life, nor procure your destruction by the works of your hands, because God did not make death, nor does he rejoice in the loss of living. For he created all things that they might exist, and he made the nations of the world curable, and there is no medicine of extermination in them, nor a kingdom of hell upon the earth. For justice is perpetual and immortal. Sphere of wisdom, I think. But the impious, with hands and words, have called death to them, and esteeming it a friend, they have fallen away and have made a covenant with death, because they deserve to take part in it. For they have said, my doorbell is so cute. For they have said, reasoning with themselves incorrectly, Our lifetime is brief and tedious, and there is no relief within the limits of man, and no one is acknowledged to have returned from the dead. For we are born from nothing, and after this we will be as if we had not been. Because the breath in our nostrils is like smoke, and conversation sends out sparks from the stirring of our heart. Therefore, when it is extinguished, our body will be ashes, and our spirit will be diffused like a soft breeze, and our life will pass away like the wisp of a cloud, just as mist is dissolved when it is driven away by the rays of the sun and overpowered by its heat. And in time, our name will surrender to oblivion, and no one will have remembrance of our works. For our time is like the passing of a shadow, and nothing can reverse our end. For it is signed and sealed and cannot be returned. Therefore, hurry, let us enjoy the good things of the present time, and let us quickly use up passing things, just as in youth. Let us indulge ourselves with costly wine and ointments, and let no flower of youth pass us by. Let us surround ourselves with rosebuds before they wither. Let no meadow be left untouched by indulgence. Let no one among us be exempt from our indulgence. Let us leave behind tokens of enjoyment everywhere, for this is our portion, and this is fate. Let us oppress the poor just man, and not spare the widow, nor respect the aged grey hairs of elders. But let our strength be the law of justice, for what is weak is found to be useless. Therefore, let us encircle the just, because he is useless to us, and he is against our works, and he reproaches us with our legal offences, and makes known to us the sins of our way of life. He promises that he has the knowledge of God, and he calls himself the Son of God. He was made among us to expose our very thoughts. He is grievous for us to behold, for his life is unlike other men's lives, and immaturable are his ways. It is as if we are considered by him to be insignificant, and he abstains from our ways as from filth. He prefers the newly justified, and he glories that he has God for his Father. Let us see then if his words are true, and let us test what will happen to him, and then we will know what his end will be. So, that is putting God to the test. So, well, we know that never amounts to anything. It is, you know, what I read there, it is about people judging and, judging a person who is of God. And, at the end of the day, what can I say? You guys know me, those of you who do watch, that, the good always prevail. The faithful always prevail. The merciful, the humble, the kind, the just, the loving, always will come out on top. And that's just the way it is. And, I'm sorry to say that if there are people out there who might have an issue with that, but at the end of the day, I guess they would have to be the ones to look within themselves. I don't know. That's all I've got on that one. So, you know, it happens, and it always has happened. But, you know, at the end of the day, those of us who love God, love Jesus, then that's all we need. And in doing so, we find our tribe, we find just like-minded people who are the same as us. And that's the way I feel, I guess, about this channel, you know. I find there are people that are for me, and I am really happy about that. But anyway, I'm going to continue now. Okay? All right. So, let us examine him with insult and torture, that we may know his reverence and try his patience. Let us condemn him to a most shameful death. For according to his own words, God will care for him. These things they thought, and they were mistaken, for their own malice blinded them, and they were ignorant of the mysteries of God. They neither hoped for the reward of justice, nor judged the value of holy souls. For God created man to be immortal, and he made him in the image of his own likeness. But by the envy of the devil, death entered the world, yet they imitate him who are from his side. Next, but the souls of the just are in the hand of God, and no torment of death will touch them. In the eyes of the foolish, they seem to die, and their departure was considered an affliction, and their going away from us a banishment. Yet they are in peace, and though in the sight of men they suffer torments, their hope is full of immortality. Troubled in few things, in many things they will be well compensated, because God has tested them and found them worthy of himself. Yay! Like gold in the furnace, he has proved them, and as a Holocaust victim, he has received them, and in the time of their visitation, they will shine, and they will dash about like sparks among stubble. They will judge the nations, and they will rule over the people, and their Lord will reign forever. Those who trust in him will understand the truth, and those who are faithful in love will rest in him, because grace and peace is for his elect. But the impious will be chastened according to their thoughts, for they have neglected the just and have retreated from the Lord. Now, if I can just say something, I have to say, before continuing, that we are protected. Those who are true believers, lovers of Christ, are protected. Eternally protected, covered. So I just need to say that. Right. So that's it. I know that for a fact. I know that even on my own channel. I know that God has placed his angels where they need to be. Thank God. For whoever abandons wisdom and instruction is unhappy, and their home is empty, and their labours without fruit, and their works useless. Their wives are foolish, and their sons are wicked. The things that serve them are accursed. Therefore fertile is the barren and undefiled, who has not known transgressions in bed. She will bear fruit by caring for holy souls. And fertile is the celibate, who has not wrought iniquity with his hands, nor thought wickedness against God. For to him will be given a special gift of faith, and a very welcome place in the temple of the Lord. 4. The fruit of good labours is glorious, and the root of wisdom shall never perish. But the sons of adulterers will not reach completion, and the offspring of a sinful bed will be banished. And if they live long, they will be counted as nothing, and their last years of old age will be without honour. And if they die quickly, they will have no hope, nor words of comfort on the day of reckoning, for the iniquities of the people have a dreadful result. Oh, how beautiful is the chaste fruit of purity, for its remembrance is immortal, because it is observed both with God and with men. When it is present, they do imitate it, and they desire it when it has withdrawn itself, and it triumphs crowned forever, winning the reward of undefiled conflicts. But the great number of the many different kinds of the impious will not be to their advantage, and spurious seedlings will not be given deep roots, nor will they establish any firm foundation. And if they spring forth with branches for a time, yet being set in firmly, they will be shaken by the wind, and by the superabundance of the winds, they will be eradicated. For the incomplete branches, excuse me guys, I just ate, so I'm burping. For the incomplete branches will be broken, and their fruits will be useless, and bitter to eat, and fit for nothing. For all the sons born from iniquity are witnesses of wickedness against their parents at their interrogation. But the just, if death seizes him beforehand, will be refreshed. For old age is made venerable, neither by lasting long, nor by counting the number of years. Yet understanding is the grey hair of wisdom for men. And an immaculate life is a generation of sages, pleasing to God, having been made beloved and living among sinners. He was transformed. He was quickly taken away, for malice could not alter his understanding, nor could deceit beguile his soul. For fascination with entertainment obscures good things, and the unfaithfulness of desire subverts the mind without malice. Completed in a short time, he fulfilled many times. Truly his soul was pleasing to God. Because of this, he hastened to bring him out of the midst of iniquities. But the people see this and do not understand, nor do they place such things in their hearts. And the grace and mercy of God is with his holy ones, and he watches over his elect. But the just dead will condemn the impious living, and youth hastily completed results in a long, unjust life. For they will see the end of the wise, and will neither understand nor imagine that he is of God, and that therefore the Lord has safeguarded him. For this they will see and despise him, but the Lord will ridicule them. And after this they will fall without honour and with contempt among the dead forever. Seeing that they are puffed up and speechless, he will shatter them and will shake them from the foundations all the way to the top, to their utter desolation, and they will grieve, and their remembrance will perish. They will hurry with fear at the understanding of their sins, and their iniquities will bear witnesses against them. Then the just will stand with great steadfastness against those who have oppressed them and have taken away their labours. Seeing this, they will be troubled with terrible fear, and they will be amazed at the suddenness of unexpected salvation. Driven towards regret, and through the anguish of their groaning spirit, they will say within themselves, "These are the ones whom we held for some time in derision and in mocking reproach. We foolish considered their life to be madness, and their end to be without honour. How is it that they are counted among the sons of God, and their place is among the holy?" I don't need to say anything about that one, do I? Therefore, we have strayed from the way of truth, and the light of justice has not shined on us, and the sun of understanding has not risen on us. We exhausted ourselves in the way of iniquity and perdition, and have walked a difficult way while ignoring the way of the Lord. How has arrogance benefited us? Or what has exalting in riches bored us? All these things have passed away like a shadow, and like a messenger travelling quickly by. And like a ship passing over the waves of water, when it has gone by, its trace cannot be found, nor can the pathway of its keel in the waves. Or like a bird flying through the air, there is no evidence of her journey to be found, but there is hardly a sound as the beating of her wings lifts up the air, and by the force of her journey divides the air she has flown across, which was disturbed by her wings, and afterwards there is no sign of her journey to be found. Or like an arrow shot at a selected mark, the air continues to be divided and to be brought together again, so that its passing is unknown. And in like manner we, having been born, continuously cease to exist, and indeed we depart with no sign of virtue to show, but we are consumed in our malice. So this is basically talking about people with hatred in their hearts, which is sad, but it exists. Sometimes, we can't just shoo it off. We can't say it doesn't exist because it's out there. There is hatred, there is envy, there is jealousy, there is all sorts of stuff. There is mocking, there is so much negativity out there, and for nothing really. When I find it quite sad, because people who are like that just have to I don't know, love themselves. That's all it takes. Accepting yourself. It might work, it might not. But I'm not here to fix those people. I'm just here to try and get them to understand there's another way of being. The fixing is up to them. It's not my job to fix anybody, to help anybody who does not want to be helped. You know? So, continuing. For the hope of the impious is like feathers, which are blown away by the wind, and like a thin foam which is dispersed by a storm, and like smoke which is scattered by the wind, and like the memory of a guest who passes by one day. But the just will live forever, and their reward is with the Lord, and the thought of them is with the Most High. Therefore, they will receive a beautiful kingdom and a crown of splendor from the hand of the Lord. For with his right hand he will cover them, and with his holy arm he will defend them. And his zeal will take up arms, and he will equip his servants for retribution on their enemies. He will put on justice as a breastplate, and he will grasp sure judgment as a helmet. He will select fairness as an invincible shield. Yet he will sharpen his severe wrath into a spear, and he will fight with those of the world against the irrational. Shafts of lightning will hurl forth accurately, and as if from a well-curved bow of clouds, they will be expelled and will fly to the determined mark. And hail will be cast like stones full of anger, and the water of the sea will rise up against them, and the rivers will charge forth harshly. The spirit of virtue will stand firm against them, and like a whirlwind will divide them, and he will lead all of the world of iniquity into a wasteland, and malice will overthrow the seats of power. Wisdom is better than power, and a prudent man is better than a powerful one. Therefore, hear, O kings, and understand. Learn, you judges of the ends of the earth. Listen closely, you who hold the attention of the crowds, and who please yourselves by disturbing the nations. For power has been given to you from the Lord, and strength from the Most High, who will examine your works and scrutinize your thoughts. For when you were ministers of his kingdom, you did not judge correctly, nor keep the law of justice, nor walk according to the will of God. Horribly and quickly he will appear to you, because he will make a severe judgment for those who are in charge. For to the little great mercy is granted, but the powerful will endure powerful torment. For the Lord will not exempt anyone's character, nor will he stand in awe of anyone's greatness, because he himself made the little and the great, and he is equally concerned for everyone. But a powerful torture pursues the powerful. Therefore, O kings, These my words are for you, so that you may learn wisdom and not perish. For those who have justly preserved justice will be justified, and those who have learned these things will find what to answer. Therefore, desire my words, love them, and you will have instruction. Wisdom is pure and never fades away, and is easily seen by those who love her and found by those who do seek her. She anticipates those who desire her, so that she first reveals herself to them. Whoever awakens early to seek her will not labour, for he will find her sitting at his door. Therefore, by thinking about her, understanding is perfected, and whoever remains watchful for her will quickly be secure. For she goes about seeking such as are worthy of her, and she reveals herself to them cheerfully in the ways, and meets them with all foresight. For the very true beginning of her is the desire for instruction. Therefore, the zeal for instruction is love, and love is the keeping of her laws. And the keeping of her laws is the perfection of incorruptibility, while incorruptibility makes us near to God, and so the desire for wisdom leads to an everlasting kingdom. If therefore your delight is in thrones and scepters, O kings of the people, love wisdom, so that you may reign forever. Love the light of wisdom, all you who lead the peoples. But what wisdom is, and how she was made, I will report. And I will not hide the mysteries of God from you, but I will investigate her from the beginning of her birth, and I will place the knowledge of her in the light, and will not pass over the truth. Neither will I hold to the path that dwindles away with envy, because such a man will not partake in wisdom. For the proliferation of the wise is sanity for the world, and a wise king is the mainstay of the people. Therefore, receive instruction by my words, and it will benefit you. Beautiful. Okay. I guess I said what needed to be said for now. But I am just looking to see something. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I just wanted to take the opportunity once again to say thank you to you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to the Word of God. Thank you for those of you who are connecting with me. And I just want to say that the understanding brings clarification to those who are needing it. I'm here. I'm still here. I will continue on. But something I don't do is get on YouTube every day or every second day. That's not what I do. This is not that kind of channel. Because reading the Word of God and receiving what I need to receive in terms of the feeling and the messages and what needs to be said, you know, it's something that can't be done all the time, every single day on YouTube, because I want to use this platform for complete truth, you know, something that I wanted to do from the very beginning that I started Divine Connection, that I started this platform. And one of the reasons why I chose the name Divine Connection is because I find that once we connect the mind and the soul, the heart, the connection of the mind, soul and heart, that is where we get connected. And that is how I am. You can say I've mastered it. And it's something that you got to be able to first, you can't do it if there's no love for yourself. It's too difficult. And when I say a connection, I mean it runs so deep. It is beautiful. It is divinity. It is embracing Christ. It is embracing God within. Because we have to understand, and something that I feel is Jesus was spiritual more than religious. He was spiritual. There is nothing wrong with religion if it is done in the right way. Merging both is what we aim to do, what I would love to do. So I just wanted to say thank you again. And it is great to be back. It is great to be here. And until next time, I just wanted to tell you guys, have a great weekend. So enjoy yourselves, enjoy the week. And until next time, I wish you lots of positivity. And I really, really hope that you guys, well, some of you out there, see yourselves a little bit differently. If I can, you know, help a few of you do that, well, hey, it's wonderful. So I just wanted to say thank you. And I know I'm always saying thank you, but that's who I am. I'm thankful. So, thank you so much again. And until next time, enjoy yourselves. Have fun. Love life. Enjoy. Life is there to be enjoyed and loved. Every single minute. Everything counts. Okay, enjoy everybody. See you. Bye.